Hello and welcome back to the eSports Report. I'm of course Benson, and today we're taking a look at so much stuff. A quick Season 3 recap, followed by a top 5. We have as well as that some roster maniac hype and some potential information. And as well as that, Advanced Warfare. We're going to take a quick look at that once again if you missed the OpTic Plays AW stream yesterday. Now we've just looked at our winners bracket. Let's take a look at our losers bracket from the Columbus Season 3 finals. So, now, we're going to kick things off with Most Wanted versus FaZe. It was a 3-1 victory to Most Wanted. And to be honest, that was so unexpected. Everyone thought the UMG Nashville champions were going to come out on top. But sadly, it wasn't to be, as Most Wanted pushed through. And then, of course, Most Wanted played Denial, where it was another 3-0. It was crazy, crazy stuff. Everyone was kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Denial, as I mentioned, I had them in my grand final in the bracket prediction, but it wasn't to be. They just kind of crumbled. Most Wanted just proved to be too good at the end of the day. As you see here, Most Wanted taking on FaZe, and it was, as I mentioned, a 3-1 victory to Most Wanted. And this is why Most Wanted really started to get a lot of momentum and a lot of hype coming into the losers bracket. It was a big run that they potentially went onto, but moving on in the losers bracket, it got a little bit more interesting as round 1, OpTic Gaming met Rise. It was one of those games where there was a lot of kind of tension, if you will. Rise had obviously beaten OpTic Gaming twice at UMG Nashville. It was worrying for a Green Wall fan as you meet the big nemesis from the last event, but OpTic Gaming came out so strong. They really did. This was the difference. Day 1 OpTic Gaming was a completely different OpTic Gaming as opposed to day 2. We saw, for example, Scumpy going 0-8. When have you ever seen Scump go 0-8? And then as opposed to day 2, it was just an absolute fantastic performance from all players. Everyone going off, including Clayster, Proofy, dropping serious numbers in respawn, and Nadeshot doing what he does best in Search and Destroy. Then, of course, OpTic Gaming met OpTic Nation. This was a family feud. It's a sad little family feud, if you will. Again, in the past, OpTic Nation had managed to best OpTic Gaming. But in this one, it went a little bit different. OpTic Gaming with a hot 3-0 against Nation. And this arguably was the start of a couple of roster changes which did potentially start to occur. Of course, we know now Killer is free agent, but we'll get onto that again later on. Don't want to give you too much away. We have some awesome graphics by some of the graphics dudes in the office. They put a lot of time into it, and I'm really excited for that segment of the show. But again, losers bracket, round 3. This is where, again, it started to heat up a little bit. OpTic Gaming met up against Most Wanted, and as I mentioned, this is the Most Wanted team who really looked very strong at this point, and to be honest, they played very strong. They really did, and they impressed me a lot. We got some highlights here of Game 1 and Game 2, and it was just Most Wanted really going ham. The big issue, though, was OpTic Gaming started off so strong. They really did. They started, as you can see, they had a massive, massive lead here in the domination, but it just wasn't to be. And speaking of this game, I actually want to throw to game number 3 of OpTic Gaming versus Most Wanted for a quick recap, if you will.
11-6 so far. He's +5. Can he become the monster slayer that we've seen from him in the past?
I mean, this team depends on him. They depend on Scump to do what Scump does, and is just slay everybody. And Proofy's kind of helping him out from a supporting role. He's getting it done. Nadeshot trying to get some caps. Even though Nadeshot's the objective player here, he's got to win some of those gunfights, toe-to-toe when he's going in for the blitz cap. So he's going to have to step it up a little bit for his squad. However, Most Wanted did get a cap and huddle close. Proofy going to get an A there. Nice stop. So it will remain 4-4 as Nadeshot's back here. He's going to have to try to kill a couple players because he knows Most Wanted is back there. Scump sees somebody by green. Train's going to get that. He's got to turn around because they had a Most Wanted player in this area off to the right outside of gate.
Slack is going to be sneaky here. OpTic's not looking for him. That kill will notify Scump. Can Scump get there in time?
Nope.
No.
You could just tell Scump was not ready for that one, even though he was up in position from his angle. So Most Wanted going to get the lead at 5-4. So nice play out of them, man. Again, just they're all contributing.
It's the swarm right now.
Yes.
If you look at the mini-map, guys, in the upper left of your screen, you'll see these Most Wanted blue arrows now just swarming all over the OpTic base.
That was
Slack
disgusting.
and Spacely combining for 3 straight kills, and there goes the cap.
Slack making it look just so easy right now. It's 6-4. They got a 2-cap lead. He's back there. I don't know if they didn't call him out. So I don't even think they've accounted for him back there. Space is going to get a cap. Scump does at the same time, so they do trade. It's still a 2-point lead. Scump now knows it's a player back there. It's Slack who kills him. Slack is on fire back there in that position. He's got 8 consecutive kills. He's 12-4 with 5 caps.
We need an OpTic cap here from Nadeshot. Can't get in. Huge stops at home. That is basically working with Classic back at the base, and Classic is going to keep the base clear.
Yeah, I mean, Classic is doing what he has to do, is just defend and get the kills. But who I've been most impressed by is Slack, because he's 13-5. He's got 5 caps, man. I mean, he's like stopping everybody. And then you've got OpTic. 83% of the fans still think they're going to come back and win this.
Years old.
This whole team's like, honestly, their best days are ahead of them. So, I was saying earlier, the fact that they're playing right now like this, like, they're 17, dude. They could be playing Call of Duty eSports for another 3, 4, 5 years from now. You know, you have no idea. So to play at this high level this early on is very promising for all of these guys. I mean, and anytime your player going against OpTic, you know, it's like beating the Yankees, right? So they've got to be jazzed up right now. They've got this one. Look, it's not over technically with 60-plus seconds left, but it doesn't feel like OpTic's going to come back and cap 6 in a row to tie it.
Slacked 27-11, man. What a performance.
That's it right there. So they had 5 caps. They're not going to be able to pull this one out here.
Yeah, it's basically done.
They've got 47 seconds, so they'll have enough of they'll have, like, you know, now we're getting a little crazy here. They technically have enough if within succession of every time that flag goes up, they cap it, which they didn't do. So that's it. Most wanted, bro. 3-0? What? Look how quiet everyone is. They're like just as shocked. They're like, what? Yeah, they are able to 3-0 OpTic Gaming. OpTic Gaming getting sent home right off the get-go here.
And after watching OpTic last night, you had to come into Sunday thinking that they were going for a championship run today.
I sure did. They had the attitude. They were jazzed up. They played great yesterday. I mean, they had all the makings coming into it that they were going to be able to play, but Most Wanted, man, you can't take anything from it. It's not that OpTic didn't play well. It's that Most Wanted played phenomenally.
And there you're going to see it. Most Wanted takes out OpTic Gaming. They will move into our top 3 and face off against the loser of our next match, Envy versus Noble.
An absolutely fantastic loser bracket semi-final, if you will. And of course, that meant that Most Wanted were going to meet up against Noble, the 2 lower seeds of the whole tournament, ending up in the losers bracket final. Nobody, and believe me when I say this, nobody saw this coming. But both these 2 teams played out of their mind. They showed the drive to win, the passion to want to win more than anything else. And that was something which a lot of the other teams at the tournament didn't really possess. You know, you had players like Sender, putting up big numbers. Chino, Slasher, Miyagi as well. Miyagi had some absolutely sensational games. But on the other side, you know, Spacely and Slack, they had some fantastic games of their own, which was what really made this, although no one really expected it, it made it such a fantastic loser bracket final because you had just so much passion from both these 2 teams who really wanted a very, very high placement. And I just want to throw once again to another highlight. It's going to be game number 5, the last map of loser bracket final.
Just going to be Slacked and Classic alive for Most Wanted. Classic up top. He's going to get a big 2-piece, and that's now going to leave Slasher in a 1 versus 2 with the sniper rifle. And of course, Noble are 1-0 in the lead here.
That was huge, because it was a 3v2 turned into a win.
Classic picking up the ace.
Sorry, it was a 2v3. They turned that into the win. So that was really, really great stuff there. Good job by Classic.
Spacely and Slack split up a little bit.
He doesn't have a free run to A right now like he did, you know, before the reset. There is going to be a player he's going to have to encounter. But
this is really interesting. Normally in these situations,
stay together. Yes, you trade. It worked out. Yeah.
Yep.
Great stuff by Spacely. They're going to take that round.
On the flank, that was Slasher, I believe, who was just trying to get a pick. Meanwhile, Huddle up top, bomb down on that B-bomb site. 45 seconds, so time is ticking. Ambitious Nate, there is a player just on that jump up, and Huddle is
crouching right in front of him. Unbelievable. The Oracle mode is such a great addition.
He has no idea.
And you can see the other 3 kind of spread out there by Diner in front pawn. Sender, I think that was the player in front there, was actually the one able to pick one up, so it's going to be a 4 versus 2 advantage to Noble right now. They need this win really bad. Huddle, though, answers back. It is going to be a 2v1. They close it out. Who closes it out?
Yeah, Slasher with a sniper rifle. Basically now, last alive as Miyagi picks up a very, very important kill. And you can see Spacely's perspective right now has bomb in hand, making his way over toward the B-bomb site. Player just on the other side of this wall. Time is ticking, Maven.
Yeah, I'm trying to show, you know, it is a 2v1 right now. I'll try and give you kind of both angles here as they're trying to hunt for Spacely right now. You know, as we take a look at the mini-map, the engagement should be coming in. I think he saw him for a second. Miyagi, they're going to be rotating back through mid-map here. And who's the player in middle? Did he not see him cross? I don't think Slasher saw him. Oh, Slasher's in trouble.
This is a free kill. This is a free kill for Spacely. Now it's a 1 versus 1 situation, Maven. And if I'm Spacely, I know the other player was B-side. I just run straight away.
Yeah, he should be able to. Oh, well.
I mean, it's Miyagi. Miyagi is being very patient. Time is ticking, 20 seconds left.
He's at strip window right now, so if he gets it down at B, I mean, he's going to be able to get there pretty quickly. He's not oh, here he comes. He's already starting to rotate. Is he going to catch him? Well, not catch him trying to get away. It depends which side he picks to run.
He's going right towards him, and Miyagi gets the kill on Spacely. And that will be the defuse.
That's a 50-50 chance. Does he run out front motel? Does he run in the back and try to get in the closet or get into bottom motel?
Yep, I love it too. I can
I
tell you
live
that
for
right
this.
now. These are those moments in COD eSports which just make it so intense. Chino is going to be on your screens. Study said he was potentially the player to watch out for. Is he going to be able to get a pick? Well, it's been very aggressive early round already. Most Wanted not wasting any time on defense. They are getting right up and personal, but Sender's going to draw first blood, and that was on Huddle. And now the numbers game.
Too.
Yeah, now the numbers game in Noble's favor. Let's have a look. Can Sender see anybody else? There's 2 players underneath him. Is Miyagi making moves? The bomb carrier is, though, and that's going to be Chino. And you can see, thanks to Oracle mode, there's a player just outside that bomb site.
Yeah, they love to sit there. You know, you'll see the defenses get so aggressive on this B side. Did he get a hit marker?
Nope.
Oh, he did. All right. You'll see people wallbang that spot sometimes, too.
Oh, is he going to check the bomb?
Oh, no, the smoke. He's going to check it.
He's going to get the kill.
Answer 2 go down.
It's going to be Classic and Slacked up against Sender, Miyagi, and Slasher. Miyagi has picked up the bomb. He's also playing the bomb. Is he going to get it down? He is indeed. And Classic and Slack now need to make the play. 40 seconds on the clock. Miyagi's going to turn the corner. That's going to be one, and Classic just turns around and gives him the business. That was a ridiculous reaction kill from Classic. 2 versus 2. Slack and Classic keeping it alive against Sender and Slasher. 30 seconds left, Maven. This could go either way right now. Slack is going to get one.
We've got
it's going to be
1v1.
Sender versus Slack. A 1 versus 1. 20 seconds. I've got Sender on my screen.
I'll switch over to Slack. Let's give him both. All right, here we go.
18 seconds. Time's ticking. Slack needs to make the play.
He's got to get there. He's
No.
trying. Is he
No.
gonna, oh, no.
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 It can't be.
No.
Can he,
Surely
he's
no.
got it. He's got
Is
it.
he going to get it?
He's
No.
gonna
He
get
gets the kill.
Dear God, it was so
Sender.
close.
Oh, my Lord. Wait. Yes. Whew. That could not have been closer, Maven.
Was absolutely insane.
And welcome back. That was a recap of the losers bracket final. And of course, that meant that Noble had advanced to the grand final where they would meet Team Envious once again. And for everyone in the chat, don't worry. After the Season 3 recap, we're going to have top 5, some roster mania, as well as some other stuff. But, as I mentioned, coming up later in the show, we have a top 5. Quickly followed by that will be some roster mania and all the good things happening in the roster, and then some advanced warfare.